board on this computer. Right. Awesome, everybody. Welcome to Back to Basics. It's Monday night again. 12th of, I sound like my radio show. I used to have a radio show. It's, hi, welcome to Back to Basics. And it is Monday evening at on the 12th of August, 2019. And you've got Dr. Michelle with you. There we go. That's my radio going on. So, guys, really good to have everybody back again. Last week, we had a really, really awesome webinar session. And I want to thank everybody for participating. It was really great stuff. If you haven't watched last week's one, it's really worthwhile going back and having a look at it. So who would like to share how their week has gone with regards to making sure that they have done those 4 things? And what are those 4 things that we should be doing every single day? Who would like to share? Just unmute yourself and go for it. Okay. Nobody want to tell me what those 4 things were, or you're all quickly looking for your notes. Like, what was it? What was it? Where's my notes? Let me find my notes and look for it. I'm actually it was number 1. Make sure you share your product every single day. Yes, Barbara, go for it.
Yes, your business opportunity every single day, to do self-development every day, and to promote the events.
Brilliant. Love it. 4 simple basic steps. And then, of course, for those go-getters, they were going for the 23-3. And for those that just get ourselves going into the routine, how important it was for us to make sure that we were just doing the basics, and how important it was for us. Right. Who else would like to share? Okay, who's getting frustrated with the business right now? Come on, we're going to have some people. Cole, I see Cole Stefano, you're unmuted. Are you going to speak, or must I mute you again? George, go for it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, the first thing, I wasn't on the webinar last week, and I started looking at it, the recording, but something distracted me and I didn't finish it. But what we did on last Saturday, I think on the 3rd, we did a training session with a lot of in my team, with you, I think you remember. And I've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 days, and that really worked quite well. I got some links out, and we've also got a lot of people that is starting to do that, that was there at the training. So I think the 20 connections and the 3 links and the 3 connections, I hope the other people are doing it. Some is not giving any feedback on the group about it, but I think that just recapped what we have to do in the business, and just to go forward again, because sometimes we just forget, or we just let it go by and we don't do it anymore. So it helped to recap that again. So yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. And it helps to recap without too much pressure on you, hey?
Yeah. And the other thing was, I think you saw that I put the 10 videos, or the 10 training lessons that Todd Falcone sent to us. I put it all on the Telegram group, the storage group.
Brilliant. Yes.
Those are awesome videos, and it's only 10 minutes each, so you can do 2-3 of them a night. I unfortunately got all of them last night because I didn't send the first 7 to me, so I went through all of them last night, and it's really awesome training and recapping of what we've been doing the last 2 years in the network business. So I would recommend anybody to go and have a look at those things, really.
Brilliant. Thank you, and thank you for posting them. And so, yes, one of them we're going to look at, if we can all hear and I can get all my act together when I share, we're definitely going to make sure that we go through one of them. If not, going forward there. Mish and Eugene, I hope you're on this evening, or it's just you pretending to be on. But are you guys there?
Of course we are. We don't
Just checking. Did you enjoy your your snorkeling. What? No, you didn't snorkel. You did diving deeper. Your deepest, darkest diving. Did you enjoy it? Awesome, man.
We had an absolute blast. The water was just freezing.
Oh my word. No, decided it's not for me. I just decided it's not for me. I chickened out. I reckon, no, the universe just said, this is not for me. Anyway, Mission Eugene, why I've got you on the spot here this evening is one of your downline won a mentor session with me, and you guys were on that call. What did you learn from someone else's perspective in your business?
Guys, often we make the mistake not to get into someone else's space and find out how they're doing and what they're up to and what their background is and what they we tend to put a lot of pressure on get your links out and get people to presentations. We don't realize they've got their own circus going on at home, juggling kids and work and husbands and wives and all sorts. And that to me was a big eye-opener, is to get into someone else's space in the sense of understand where they are at that point in time. Often when they just share where they're at, they feel better because they're releasing some of the frustration. And then you can assist them.
Yeah, nice. Eugene?
Yeah, the thing that I've picked up from that was, Mish, is we always hear everyone says you have to create rapport with someone before you can actually get them into this business, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yet we go and sell product. We don't create rapport. We don't connect with people the way we're supposed to. So it's all about sale, 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 sale. And when people join, we forget about them. And that's actually when the work should stop.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you create rapport, you create a friendship. When you've got friendship, you've got an investor and a sales guy forever.
Absolutely.
So that's important to me. You know, yes, it's nice to do. You do get the couple of sales coming through and things like that. People aren't interested, and it's a good opportunity and a good investment. But yeah, if you want to build this business and be successful, you need to create rapport with people.
Absolutely, and meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Not where you're coming from. Hey?
Yeah.
So the first at least 45 minutes chatting with this lady, we just spoke about her children and where she was at with her kids and where she was at with her husband and where she was at, where she wanted to go, which Susie, please guys, listen here to me all now. I'm tired of you all not hopping onto Susie's Back to Basics growth, okay? The next one that she's going to be doing on the why, which is exactly what I was doing with this lady, was establishing if money and time was taken care of, what would you really like to do? You know, what is your passions? Where would you? So the same goes for everybody else on this group. If money and time was taken care of, what would you really do? Okay. And if we could show you a way to do that with the business that we've got, how's that going to change your lives? So Mission Eugene, thanks for sharing, because it is important. We're moving to understand. I get it. Okay. That network marketing is a fast-paced business. I get it. But that is for the fast-paced people. Not everybody that we come into contact with is in that space. I would say 2%. Maybe 4%. So it's 2 to 20. Okay? Because the ratio is normally for, if you bring 20 people into your business, okay, 20 people into your business, George, it is 12. Yeah, we left with 7. What's 20 minus? It's 13. 13 will do nothing. So they're just investors. You're left with 7 people. Of those 7 people, 5 will attend all the conferences, and they might put in maybe 1 every 2 months or every 3 months. 2 people will build your business. So out of every 20 people come into your business, only 2 will build. So why are we treating everybody as though we want them to build? You've got to build, you've got to develop your builders. You're not all going to sign in a fast-paced human being like a Susie or a George or a Michelle and Eugene and just go running with it. Okay, we're all going to bring in people that have, like Mission Eugene was saying, a household to run, children to get to school, husbands to feed, and they have to do this business over and above all of that. Okay, so the guys that are making the big money in this business right now, their wives are doing that for them. Okay, so they don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we must stop looking at those people who their wives doing all of that. I still need to cook food for my husband. Mish, you still have to cook food for your family. Well, I know you don't, but you know exactly what I'm saying. Okay, you still got to take care of Colin does that for you. I know that, but I want a Colin too. I'll get one day. But according to Ant, I have to call him. What's his butler's name, Suze? Gosh, George, what does he want to call his? Oh, Mish, what's his butler's name?
George. He said George. He always thought he's going to have a butler.
Giles.
James is his butler. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a James, and it's gonna get a James one day. Okay, it's definitely not a Michelle. Okay. But guys, look at all of our lives. Okay, we have a different lifestyle to those that are making the big money. It doesn't mean we can't get there. We just need to get there smarter. Okay, which means that we need to structure our lives in a different way, which goes back to meeting people where they're at, not where we're coming from. Because if we keep meeting people in our business from where we're coming from, we're going to chase them away. We're going to make it impossible for them to build a business, and they're not going to build anymore. So I always say we need to slow down to move faster. Slow down to move faster. So build relationships, care about them, laugh, you have to have a dream so big that you'll never quit. Suze, I totally agree with that. So please, guys, when all of us, okay, and promise me that if you can't make it because we're at a business presentation or whenever it is on, you need to sit down and watch it. And if I were you, get your team together and watch the video that Suze, or the Back to Basics growth that she's going to be doing on the why, and how the why gets developed, and how we can make sure we don't give up on that why, and how we attach emotion to our why and make it connectability for us. Okay, so please don't miss that one. Okay, so all of us need to take our businesses in our strides. Anybody else want to add anything or say anything before I continue? Because you know me, I'll just carry on. Jeff, it's good to see you. I can see you. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for so long. Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about people having their lives. I spend about 2 weeks of a month away now out of the country in various time zones in a job that I thoroughly enjoy. And there'll be other people who enjoy their jobs as well and are committed to them. And there are going to be people who hate their jobs and want out of it. Quite clearly, time freedom, in that sense, being away from home is not as great as it used to be. But during the days when I am home, I have more control over time freedom.
Yeah.
So how do I structure my day? And after the personal development in the beginning of the day, what do I do with the next couple of hours? Because I work an hour or two ahead of when our office opens. So that's essentially the time. But what I've realized is the people who want to work this business in my team, and there are one or two of them who are really working hard at making contact with people. The structure of the week, of the month, you know, when we're talking about momentum in the last week and mobilization and ignition and such like, I'm having to really live that now, where I spend time more focused on helping the people who want to work in my team to keep their confidence, to keep their momentum going, to keep their belief going, and to keep the work ethic that they're doing and the enthusiasm for the business going. Because it's not all about me.
Yeah.
It's very much, I want them to succeed for themselves. But the other thing that perhaps we forget when we're chasing 23-3 all the time is and I just use those numbers as a principle, is
Yeah.
network marketing was designed to be done part-time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
full-timers, go ballistic. That's your full-time job. For part-timers, if you can get 23.3 done, you've done very, very well.
Mm.
But the time freedom is not going to come from me trying to push 23.3 in the 2 weeks of a month that I'm home. I actually want to spend some time with Sally.
Yeah.
That's become more important to me since I'm not at home as much. It's about helping the people in our business who want to grow this business succeed, because when they succeed, we will get time freedom down the line.
Absolutely. 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 On you on what to okay, so Robert, and also thank you for sharing with that, but the newbies on this group, yeah, so please forgive us for making just random comments, that jargon that we're comfortable with. We just do that naturally. And so 20 and then 3 means you should be connecting and starting a conversation with 20 new people a day, be that on your WhatsApp group, your Facebook group, your LinkedIn group, your Instagram, whatever it is, okay? And then at least following up with 3 people that you've sent them some information, and you've got onto a 3-way call, three-way calls with your upline in every single day. So you can see how when you have a busy schedule, and I know that George definitely is not going to get me on a 3-way call at 9 o'clock at night, unless of course we want to make sure that we thanks, Susie. Okay. All right, that was a distraction. I'm not even going to go down that road and tell you what Susie sent to me. I need to keep focused here, and 23.3. So let's go back to talking about that Momentum Week, guys. The next training where we will teach the 23.3 and also what the company entails will be on the 31st of August. So guys, please get to, if you're in Cape Town, please get to the Cape Town training, Durban training, Joburg, the Joburg training, and Harare, the Harare training. Please, guys, if you want to know more about the 23.3 or the what the business entails, get to a business presentation and that kind of thing. So please don't miss those kind of things. Okay, so awesome. I love what Jeff is saying, and that's why I've chosen this video from Todd Falcone, which is how we duplicate and get duplication in our team, which is exactly what Jeff was talking about. Sometimes we're so busy running ahead and signing in so many people that we're leaving people not understanding. I've just got off with George. You guys are going to be horrified. I won't give you the town and I'm not going to give you the names, but this young lady found George and sobbing her heart out, and somebody went into their town and sold them a real crap BS nonsense story. Okay, not one of them have seen a business presentation, not one of them have been to training, not one of them, all they've been doing is finding stuff on the internet, of which we will all find things that make our ears sound comfortable and that we're all comfortable with. And all they've been doing, even in this new RCO, all they've been doing is selling KBC. They haven't even sold any KCB to any of their people. They have 200 people in their downline, okay? And those people are literally knocking at their door. Some are threatening to commit suicide. Some of them are literally death threats to this lady because of not coming to training and not being educated correctly. So now they're not in our business, but George and I are trying to pacify, and because there's certain the person who even the people who even signed them in told them to F off, they're not interested in them, and jumped off the group. So they've been deserted. So yeah, it's quite sad what's been happening. So I don't have any speakers plugged or anything plugged into my side. So I don't know if Suze, is it clear for you? George, is it clear for you? Cool. Okay, cool. Great. Jeff, cool. All right, awesome. So guys, training is vital in this business because we are literally sharing concepts that will change people's lives. We are, when you bring a person into this business, you are responsible to help them to understand the correctness of what this business is about. So you've got to get to trainings, you've got to get onto these Zoom calls, and you've got to understand what this business is about. And if you want to build a network, make sure you get once a week to your local business presentation so that you can always get the updated information of what's happening in the business, because that's where we always share the latest trends that are happening in the business. Secondly, hop onto things like this call, because sometimes whenever there's big shifts, we'll then update information on the big shifts that are happening. Otherwise, all we're going to do is educate you to start getting involved in your network business and start getting it slowly going. And then at the training, we'd cover training days, build leaders, absolutely 100% Mish. And then at the training days, you're going to then have your team with you, and that's where we start developing you as a leader to be able to impart with your team the right things and do the right activities so that you do the right thing by your people. So there's a psychological reason why we have the certain events that we have. So it's not just for fun and just because we have nothing to do on a Saturday that we decide we're going to have an event. All right, trust me, that's not the reason why. But get yourself there and build yourself into a situation where you want to be part of the team that are leading. And I was so chuffed to see there's people in Cape Town is booming with little sections all over, that it's not all totally in one place. All the meetings now, suddenly they're happening, these little pockets of meetings are happening, and that's because leaders are rising up, because leaders have been taught the right thing to go and say at these events and given the confidence to do it. So guys, that's what's going to happen in your cities and your towns. So awesome. Cool. Let's see if we can get Todd Falcone running here. I'm just going to share screen, and then I know I need to share sound on computer. Optimize full screen video clip. Click there, share, and then I just want to see a chat here. Although it's great fun, it's always absolutely, Keith, absolutely. Okay, guys, I've lost your faces, which is quite interesting. I shouldn't have lost your faces, but I did. Okay, so if someone can just let me know if you can hear the sound, I'm going to just play. You can maybe just WhatsApp me.
Welcome back. Todd Falcone here with another lesson on success in the network marketing profession. The holy grail of success in network marketing is a word that's used all the time, and that word is duplication, right? Isn't that what we're all looking for? We're looking for duplication. So how does duplication happen? Let's talk about that. Duplication occurs for a few reasons. Number one is you need to have systems in place. In other words, if people are coming onto your team, okay, I'm talking to people that if you're struggling and people aren't duplicating, it's like, where's all the people out that are working? Why is my business not, how come nobody on the team is doing it? I'm the only, what's going on here? I would suggest that you look at what kind of systems and processes that you have. Are you actually providing somebody an avenue to understand how to do what we do? So is there a basic getting started kit? Is there a getting started training? Are you helping them to understand? Because like when they come in, it's like, I'm in, now what? They don't know what to do. Think about a job that you had gotten a long time ago, and you got the job, you sat at the desk, and you're sitting there going, I don't even know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here. and you're twiddling your thumbs at your desk for an hour, and then somebody kind of sees it and they come over and they go, hey, I'll show you how to do this. Come on over here and let me show you what we do. So having systems in place, understanding, like, if a person doesn't, here's the deal, if a person doesn't know how to do it, they're not going to do it. So if you constantly have people coming to you and they're like, well, I don't know how to do this, or what's our system, what's our process, and you're like, I don't know, then you have a problem. You're not going to have duplication in your organization. So you got to look at what kind of processes that you have in play. Are you giving them an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 way to get started? Which actually brings me to the second part of that. Let's see if I can do this at an angle. Always like writing at an angle. It's got to be simple. You got to have simplicity. So systems and simplicity are what are going to lead to greater successes. So if it's challenging, if it's difficult, they're not going to do it. You got, in fact, there's a phrase I use pretty frequently. So simple, a 7-year-old could do it. Is your systems and processes that you're putting forth for your reps, are they so simple that a 7-year-old could do it? Could anybody, regardless of their business experience, do it? No, I've got friends that are super smart and they can understand very complex things very easily because their brain works that way. But that's a percentage of the population. If we, and I'll just use the term, if we dumb it down to a level that anybody, regardless of whether they have any business experience or not, they go, oh, that's easy, I get that. That's clear as day. If it's foggy, if it's hard to understand, if they break out into a cold sweat while they're trying to figure it out, probably not a good thing. So the key to duplication, and what do we get out of duplication? We get lots of people making lots of money, lots of things happening, good things happening. That's what we're looking for. And the final part of that is this, and this is big. You have to be a good sponsor, right? Being a good sponsor requires responsibility. In fact, if you look at the word responsibility, S-P-O-N-S is conveniently right in the middle. And even in your policies and procedures with whatever network marketing direct selling company that you represent, it even says in your policies and procedures that you have a responsibility to support, to show them the way, not to do it for them. But sometimes I think people, they sign somebody up and they work so hard to sign somebody up, they're like, oh, phew, I can rest. That's really the beginning of your sale, not the end. Like people like have this like sigh of relief when they sign somebody up in their business. But that's really where the work begins. Are you being a good sponsor? You're not here to do it for them. You're not going to do reach outs for them. You're not going to make calls for them. You're not going to do anything for them. You're going to do it with them, hand in hand. And being a good sponsor is, look, let me show you how to do this. Let me work with you. Let me begin to teach you and mentor you on how to do that. So, for example, there's a proven way of teaching, and it's tell, show, try, do. So if I got a brand new person that's never been involved in network marketing and they're here for the very first time and I'm being a good sponsor, my first thing is let me describe to you what we do. Let me tell you this. So we got this stuff. We've got these products, these services, and our job is to bring these services out into the marketplace, and we do that by gathering customers and then finding other distributors that want to perpetuate that process and build their own business at the same time. And that's where our leverage comes from. So we explain to somebody perhaps how network marketing works. If I have a brand new rep, never done network marketing before, I'm like, cool, why don't you come to my house and you can watch me for a little bit. Let me show you how to do it. Let me demonstrate in front of you how to do it. How often in our life have we had opportunities where we've learned something because somebody showed us how to do it? Think about this. This is a proven way of teaching somebody. Let me tell you how it works. Let me show you how to do it. All right, now it's time for you to give it a try. And then let me observe. So I got a person, I make a few calls, demonstrate how to do some reach outs, maybe demonstrate how to make a few chats on Facebook or however that person chooses to reach out. Here, you give it a try. And then through their trying, what I'm going to do is give them feedback and help them, okay, next time slow it down a little bit, or next time ask this type of question. And then ultimately, they're going to be able to go do it themselves.
So everybody wants to have duplication. Everybody wants to see a business growing and flourishing with lots of people doing things. The other part of it is, and I'll say this, there has to be a level of unification. This is super important for duplication to occur. Unification is everybody on the same page doing the same thing. Like, for example, I'll use McDonald's as an example. You know, the M's, right? McDonald's. So if you go into any McDonald's, for example, in the U.S. and you order a Big Mac, probably not good for you, but it's going to taste the same in Chicago as it does in L.A., as it does in New York, as it does in Florida. Why is that? Because they have systems and everybody's on the same page. Everybody's doing the same thing. Like my first job was McDonald's, and I worked making regular burgers. And when I pulled the buns out, you put ketchup, mustard, 2 pickles, and some dehydrated onions on there that were soaked in water. That's how they do it. And when you do it, you squeeze the mustard, and the mustard has a measured triggered pull. So you can't just put out as much mustard. It's a measured trigger pull. It's a measured trigger pull with the ketchup. It is 2 pickles, not 3, not 4, not 1. And if you've ever seen the movie The Founder, it's a great movie to understand duplication, because he had these guys when he started franchising, and they were like, oh, we're going to serve chicken and biscuits, and we're going to put lettuce on our burgers. And he was freaking out over these guys doing their own thing. It's the same thing here. I would say ideally, if you want to really create duplication in an organization, if you can create a level of unification where everybody's on the same page doing the same thing on the team, same processes, same tools, same everything. Like if they were on a Zoom presentation from somebody in LA, somebody in New York, somebody in wherever, it's the same presentation. So I could send my prospect to a presentation over here. They're going to see the same thing as they would over here. The messaging is the same. Now here's the other part of it. There's something called egos that come into play. And some of them are really, really big. And the way to feed the ego, because what you have as you're growing a group, you're growing a team, and you've got your key leaders. Maybe these are your top 4 people. They're producing a ton of business. I'm not going to draw out all the circles, but they got a huge business underneath them. And it would never be, for example, if I was creating a system or processes, it would never be the Todd Falcone show. It would be everybody's show. So that in order to create unification, these key people, the key leaders on my team, their voices need to be heard. They need to be part of the systems, part of the tools, part of the process that we're putting forth, so that their voices are heard. Because if this guy right here, and he's producing $100,000 a month in revenue for me, or $100,000 in volume, let's say, pretty decent producer, and I'm not featuring him on our calls or featuring him on our Zooms or making him part of the process, he's going to end up breaking off. Now, here's the big challenge, okay? This is big, big, big. If you can't create a level of unification and keep people on the same page, what's going to happen is you're going to have this person, and then you're going to have this person, and this person, and this is going to be system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4, and then all the people that are down here are going, oh, do I follow system 4, system 3, system 2, or system 1? Whose system do I follow? And then what you have is you have confusion. And when you have confusion, everything stops. Confused people do what? Nothing. They stay confused. I've seen network marketing companies literally implode because they lacked unification, because the egos that were there, the ones that deserved to be part of the system, were not fed. They therefore broke off, did their own things. Now everybody in that line of sponsorship, they're like, I don't know which system to follow. And when you have confused people, it's not simple. Duplication goes away. Keep your systems, have processes in play, keep them simple, be good sponsors, be somebody that helps people to do it, guides, mentors, you don't do it for them. Make sure that you do it your best to keep people unified on the same page. If I bought a McDonald's franchise, and I went and I'm like, hey man, I'm serving tacos, they would strip the franchise from me instantly. But we're not in franchising, so we don't exercise that amount of control in network marketing. So we've got to be able to, without having those rules in place, be able to create an environment that makes duplication happen.
And that only happens when you have systems, when you have simplicity, when you guys are being in this position where you're being good sponsors, helping people get started, and you do everything you can to keep the organization unified. That is the lesson of the day.
Awesome. I just want to stop share. Great. I hope you could all hear that. So you see how valuable these things are. Okay, so guys, did you all see that flash that I just showed you of my James? You didn't see it? Ah, you missed out. You missed out. Oh, you see, it was like the Coca-Cola. It's like the movies when they flash a Coca-Cola ad in front of you, and then the movie carries on, and then you list for a Coca-Cola. Well, ladies, that's what James is going to look like one day. Thanks, Suze. Okay, I just now got to get and doing the right things. Okay, all right. some rip curls or something happening there. Some sit-ups. Okay, you don't look at boys. I know. We can send you a Jamesette if you want. Okay, right, guys. What did we learn about? There was something very profound, and that's why I wanted to share this, specifically this one with you, because we speak about duplication often. Okay, we speak often about duplication, but I think Todd hit the nail on the head with some other twist to duplication. So, who would like to share what they got out of that? So no one got anything new. Go for it, Keith.
I think it just boils down to don't go and look at too many systems and get confused, because that is going to throw people out and they're not going to know which way to go. So keep it as simple as possible and stick to the systems we have in place, like the GBG.
Absolutely. And he put it so beautifully. He used another word, unification. We see it in something tiny as our business presentation. Because of egos, this one wants to do a better business presentation, so they're going to put 3 videos in, versus this one that only puts 1 video in. Then this one, and no one understands when Andrew says from the top, this is the business presentation that we use. Somehow, by the time it gets to be shown at various different business presentations, it's different business presentations. Okay, so for up until the RCO coin is over, we're leaving everybody alone. But come the RCO coin over the new promotions, we are going to have a new business presentation, and we're all sticking to that business presentation. Because some people, and it even happened in Johannesburg, and I was horrified, okay, when somebody came and did the business presentation, and they literally completely left the network marketing side out. I was like, you can't do that. That's not the business presentation. So guys, that unification is I think for me, that was for me. So correct me or share your point of view. Don't correct me, because I don't do well with correction, but I will accept your point of view. But unification is what we're looking for. And I think that is what we're trying to say, is meet people where they're at and teach them. I want someone else to give me those 4 steps that we should be doing with our downline to get them to the next stage. So unification, where everybody's on the same page doing the same thing. That was brilliant. Awesome. So your new person starts up. What are you going to do? There's 4 steps. Yes, Jeff. Gonna unmute. Let me try unmute you.
Yeah,
okay, go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Tell.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah.
Try. Do.
Absolutely.
This is what Eugene touched on it early on, and it corresponds with what I was saying as well. The work starts when we bring somebody into this business. We have to nurture them to be able to succeed.
Yeah.
So it's all very well having the same system and having the same presentation to put out there, and well, big deal, sale done. Now what?
Yeah.
After sales service, there's growth, there's there's a responsibility to help people develop in the skills and the confidence to be able to succeed. I people in the past where I haven't done that.
Yeah.
You become persona non grata. Really, they don't want to hear from you anymore.
Yeah.
If you don't stay in touch.
Yeah.
You have to stay in touch.
Brilliant.
So that bottom part of the triangle to me is the most important part, and that's where our investment really starts.
Yeah.
That's why there's 3 weeks of it in a month and only 1 week of chasing your own agenda.
Correct. And I loved what he said, and I love words that are like this. So I love that in the like words, for example, heart. In the middle of heart is ear, which means we must hear with our hearts. I love looking for words like that. So when he used the word responsibility, sponsors dead smack in the middle of responsibility, which is what we were saying is we're responsible for the people we brought into this business and what we say to them and how we take them through this process. I just got a new partner in my downline. How exciting is that? So with the systems comes a simplicity, and too many of us are trying to complicate the GBG. Even the GBG system, people are trying to complicate it. Even they're trying to complicate it, not for them, with them. Not for them, with them. Okay, sometimes you just want to go and do it for them because it's so much easier, isn't it? Okay. Who else would like to share insights that they got from that? Because it was really, yes, George.
Michelle, what I would like to say about what Todd Falcone did now in that one lesson is the 10 lessons. If you look from the beginning till lesson 10 on this thing, it is the whole network marketing system is combined in all 10 of those lessons. From the start that you start with this business until the last lesson 10, everything that we've been doing in the last, and I've been with you for 7 years now, everything that we've been doing in the last 7 years in network marketing is put together in 10 lessons of 100 minutes. And it's really like that. Everything that we've been saying and doing is in those 10 lessons. It's just unreal. If you listen to the whole system, whole 10 lessons after each other, you'll just see that this is the whole network marketing business. Awesome. And if you do that, you cannot go wrong. I'm telling you now, you cannot go wrong.
Absolutely. So for those of it that have read the GoPro book, and we kind of now got an idea of what we should be doing, Todd Falcone now he puts it so crystal clear that there's no confusion. Okay, he communicates directly as it is. So that's why I asked George, and I want to thank George again, putting each of those on the KB info team, and we've put them there so we can have them as a resource, because that's a really good resource for you to even start. People who don't want to read, okay, because there's a lot of people that hate reading out there, and we ask them to read Todd Falcone. Then we tell them to listen to it, and then it's like so long. Not Todd, GoPro, Eric Worre. And then we tell them to listen to it, and then they think, it's a whole book, and then they're not going to do it. Here are literally 10 to 12 minute lessons, and short, sweet, to the point, bang. Okay, I love them. They really are awesome. And again, it goes back to tell, and the same when you're with your Get Start. Tell them what they've got to do. Guys, the step we're missing out is showing them what they need to do. Okay, and we're not showing them because we're scared we're going to mess up. That's why we're not showing. That's why we're not making phone calls. All right, so make sure we hop on and make sure that it's 30 years of experience. Flip, Suze, that's amazing that he's got there. So guys, we tell them what they've got to do. We then cannot miss this next step. We're going from tell to do. We've got to show them. Okay, so this is how you make the phone call. All right, this is how you're going to invite people to, or whatever you're going to do. And then you say, okay, why don't you try the next one? All right, and you know what's nice, and I've learned this just Susie's been doing this a long time. I agree with you. In any job, there's training. I learned this from Suze quite some time back, and she used to have these phone sessions one-on-one with one person at a time. Okay, How do I get the KB info? All right. Okay, we'll get you onto the info group. Is Susie would get one person and they would have their list, and Susie would have her list. And then Susie would pick up the phone, because remember, you're going to do it with them, not for them. So if you pick up the phone to their list, you're doing it for them. Okay, you've got to pick up the phone for your list, so they can hear that you also get no's, that you also have to handle objections, that you also got to get short, sweet, and off the phone and get them to a business presentation. And then you say, okay, fine, now it's time for you to make one call. Then I make one call. Then you make one call. I make one call. You make one call. And it takes a little bit longer. But by the time you've done the tell, the show, you've done the try, okay, try and do it. And until they're comfortable, like, okay, now they can do the rest of their phone call sessions on their own, no problem. And off they fly. So, guys, it is important to do that. So, all right. So, okay, so I'm just trying to think. Ian, I'm not sure what groups you are on, to make sure that we get Ian on the KB Infos group as well. So if we could just post that link, that would be awesome. Okay, guys, any other questions that we have or would like to share? Bruce's group. Okay, great. So Bruce has another information group as well. We're very similar, but we can give you this one because it's got all this info on as well. Awesome. Who else would like to share what they got from that? Robert is with Brendan. Okay, cool. Brendan, then most of your guys should have put you on that group. Fantastic. Okay, great, guys. Nobody want to say anything else?
Robert,
Yes. Yes, George, go for it. And then Robert. George and then Robert. Go for it, George.
I just want to tell you, Robert is showing his hand. He wants to talk.
Okay, let's do Robert. Thanks. Thanks, George. Robert, he got you. Go for it.
How's it, guys? Yeah, I'm brand new at this. I'm only 6 weeks into this under Brendan. But what I learned from Todd, and one of the things I've learned in life, I'm an ex-professional military soldier. If you're going to lead, lead. Don't give instructions and step back and stay in HQ. If you're going to lead from the front. I've done that my whole life. And right now, I can't show you the camera, but my first 3 guys that signed up are sitting with me here, and we've turned Monday night into a training session. So I'm giving them as best I can with what I've got, and they're all watching this. So we turn Monday into a full training session, and I do my best. And if I have a problem, I say, sorry, I don't have the answer, and I go and find the answer. And that's what I believe Todd alluded to on many occasions. I've listened to a lot of his stuff,
yes.
and I think that's it. If you're going to lead, if you're going to be a sponsor, that's a leader. Lead,
yes.
Do the job, because you will lose people real quick if you don't lead and keep them. I don't know, you know what I mean? Keep them together.
100%.
Because if you don't motivate soldiers, they die. I learned that the hard way. So it's the same thing here.
Awesome, brilliant.
Yeah.
And the what we must remember is that we are all a volunteer group of soldiers, because we're volunteering in this. So we've got to stay motivated, stay together, stay committed, and stay in touch with people, because easily, you know, I agree 100% with what Robert has just said. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And guys, listen to Todd Falcone. Whenever I want to kick up the butt, I listen to Todd. If ever I want some passiveness, I listen to Eric Worre. So if I want to really chill, I listen to Susie Jenkins. And I want to like really get my headspace in the right place, and I listen to Susie. So you have different people to listen to for different times of the day. You know, I start my day rather with Susie, and then in the middle of the day when I don't want to make my phone calls, I listen to Todd, and he's like, okay, I better make my phone calls. Great, guys. So thank you very much. Yes, Barbara.
So I think a piece that was very profound for me was confusion creates nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If there's confusion created by our ego, trying to complicate things because we're their expert, no, that doesn't work. Keep it simple.
Yep.
Keep it simple. We are the sponsor. We know already. We've done the experience. Keep it simple and take them step by step by step. And don't let them even confuse the process themselves. Just keep them on track simple as we both go along, holding hands together, keeping it very simple so that they can duplicate the simplicity of it.
100%, 100%. So what we'll do is, I'm just trying to think. Okay, Russell, what I'll do, Robert, should I say, I will post on, I'm also trying to post the two groups here, but I just can't seem to get them. So what I'll do is I'll just post them again on Brendan's group, because you must be on Brendan's, just give me a thumbs up. You are on Brendan's overall group, the Carrot Bar Mavericks, I think it is. You guys are on that? Must be. Cool. So I'll just post the two groups, two links on there as well, because they're both really good. So I put them onto Cape Town Movers. Thanks, Suze. Yeah, because that's awesome. Okay, guys. So again, please take 10 minutes out of your day. Listen to the rest of Todd Falcone. Please remember, you've literally got 2 weeks now to get your people into the next training event. Do not miss that. Okay. Do not miss North Coast Gold. Okay, great. I'll get that to you, Ian. Do not miss that. Please make sure that you get people into the training. One person a day in your team. Set yourself a goal. If you're brand new and you've never been to a training, please go to the training with one other person. Okay, one friend. If you're going for the second time, make sure you're going with 5 people. If you're going for the third time, try and get there anything between 5 and 10 people. Okay, 3 and more, you should not be going to the training with less than 10 people. All right, if you're going to the training, there's enough people for that. And we've got some really great stuff coming up. Some exciting things that are going to be released as well. And that is, 31st. If I'm not in Stuttgart, Germany, I will be in Cape Town for this next training. So yeah, awesome. Right, Russell, Robert, you wanted to say something else?
No, sorry, guys. I'm shouting at my team. They're offering instructions. I'm selling tickets here. We're going wild here. That's it. I've got a big distraction, but it's exciting. I love it.
It is awesome.
It's
well done.
Exciting. I love it. I've never been so happy. I didn't realize I'd be so happy, and I waited so long. Believe it or not, I'm almost 60. I should have started this 40 years ago. I'd have saved myself a lot of cuck that I've gone through in life, losing businesses. You know, you want to laugh. I lost 23 million rand in 1990. That was my partner's start. That was where I started. So I've been down an interesting road. But yeah. So anyway, sorry about the hand signals. That's me controlling all my tempestuous children sitting here.
Well, at least you've got them sitting with you, and welcome on board, and really welcome we look forward to seeing you in the Joburg training, and probably catch you Thursday night in Joburg. So guys, thank you very much. We've got 4 minutes to end this. I have recorded it. I will upload it this evening. For your team members that haven't seen it, please get them on, or please get them, just point them to the info group, and maybe as a team, what I would suggest is, as a team, or watch one of them, and then on your group discuss what it is that you got from that one video, and then do the next video and the next video and the next video, so that you can see where everybody's understanding is of what Todd has just said. So go ahead and do that. So thank you very much, Suze. Thanks very much for all the wisdom and insight that we get from you. I really appreciate it as well.
Guys, have a great week, and see you on Thursday night.
Awesome.
On the recording.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. You're a champ. Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.